Jennifer Crumbley is back in the news. You guys know her sentencing is coming up this month. Let's see, when is it? Is it the 9th? Yeah, so it's next Tuesday. I'll be live for that for sure. Her and James are both supposed to be sentenced, but something told me there might be a change in that. I'm gonna have to update that. I'll check and look. But anyway, let's go over here to Fox 2's website. It said instead of a prison sentence, there she is with her lovely lawyer, Shannon, who we all fell in love with. I'm just kidding. Aw, she's okay. Poor Shannon. Instead of a prison sentence, Jennifer Crumbley is requesting house arrest and would like to live in her lawyer's guest house if given this punishment, the prosecutor's officers have said. Oakland County Assistant Prosecutor Mark Keast wrote about the request in a sentencing memo filed this week in her case. And let's see. According to the memo, Jennifer wants to be mother. Keast wrote that her attorney, Shannon Smith, is requesting that Jennifer live in her guest house at her home in northern Oakland County. Such a proposed sentence is a slap in the face to the severity of tragedy caused by the defendant's gross negligence. In that memo, Keast asked that Jennifer be sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison. Prosecutors are requesting the same sentence for her husband, James. Then, of course, you guys know we talked about how they did the threatening jail calls. I want to hear those. I wonder if they'll come out in the sentencing, if they'll play them in the sentencing. So, for those of you that are new to this case, the jury found both of them guilty of 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter stemming from their son Ethan's Oxford High School shooting spree. And it was done just days after James had bought the teen a gun, and the mother had also as well taken him to the gun range as well. Both of them had. So it says both juries concluded that the negligence of James and Jennifer contributed to the shooting. According to the prosecution, it was further determined that the parents ignored signs that their son was a danger to others and would shoot someone. James and Jennifer's will be sentenced on April 9th. Yeah. Okay, so it is both of them on April 9th. I guess they'll do them like back to back. I would assume. Now, this is talking about how prosecutor is asking. Well, we'll watch this really quick. Let's watch this.
Did you ever believe that your son needed mental health treatment, therapy, counseling, anything?
After 2 lengthy landmark trials with 2 guilty verdicts, the parents of the Oxford High School shooter are just days away from learning their fate. New court documents now showing the prosecution is pushing for at least 10 years behind bars due to what is described as a chilling lack of remorse.
You heard no testimony and you saw no evidence that James had any knowledge that his son was a danger to anyone.
James and Jennifer Crumbley are the first parents ever to be charged and convicted in connection to a school shooting committed by their child. The prosecution during separate trials proved beyond a reasonable doubt the couple bought the gun that killed 4 students and injured 7 others in November of 2021 for their 15-year-old son, despite the warning signs, and failed to lock it up properly.
Can every parent really be responsible for everything their children do? Especially when it's not foreseeable, and this clearly was not foreseeable to Mrs. Crumbley.
In the latest filing, Jennifer Crumbley is asking for house arrest to be fitted with a tether and to stay with her attorney at her guest house. Her husband requesting to be released for time served as well. The sentencing memo also providing some insight into the threats made by James directed at prosecutor Karen McDonald that came out during his trial and resulted in his jail.
Okay, let's read this. Okay, wait, let me get back a little bit.
Communications being restrained and resulted that James directed it into the threats guest house. Her husband requesting.
First of all, I need to say something before we even get into that part. What's the point? Why do these people? This goes back to what's his name in the box case? That dad, Ferreter. He also thought he could just get out of jail for time served. Oh, well, I've been here while we've been waiting on the trial, so, I'm good. Should I be good? I'm good. I'm good. You know what? That's why I like that I'm doing these parole hearings. that the ones that I can find, because I'm really enjoying listening to how the parole thing, how it all works. Let's see if we can read
to
what
be
this
released
says.
for time.
He says, as I've explained on a previous page and given reasons too, I feel I should be sentenced to time served.
Served as well. The sentencing memo also providing some
Who the hell do you think you are? And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go through all of that, the money and the trial, all that money that was spent on the trial, all that the victims had gone through. Because let's face it, the victims in this case, they've gone through 3 trials now. 3 trials. First, it was the sons. Now he ended up pleading guilty. But they still had there was still the hearings, everything going on it. And then you had to sit through these other victims who had to get up on the stand and give their testimony 2 to 3 different times, because also you had the grand jury. I mean, it's and so we're just going to let you out? Like, what's the point? What's the freaking point? That's irritating to me. Let's see if we can read
insight
this.
into the threats made by James.
Yeah, Karen McDonald. Oh, I can't read it. You stupid blank at the jail. Come record this call. Send it to Karen McDonald. Tell her James Crumbley is going to blank her, take her down. I think that's the effing word. There will be retribution. Believe me. Yeah, something Karen McDonald. You are something when I get out. Probably the F word again. Well, she is going to be something sucking on something hot rock down in hell soon. God.
James directed at prosecutor Karen McDonald that came out during his trial and resulted in his jail communications being restricted. The paperwork.
It says, I am blank on a rampage, Karen. Yes, Karen McDonald, your blank is going down and you better be blank effing scared. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so he basically said all this knowing that he's like, I know you're going to listen to this.
Profanity,
It wasn't like he was trying to hide it.
TV.
Oh, here it is. Right here.
One comment from December of 2023 saying there will be retribution.
This verdict does not.
So to me, when I hear stuff like that, it just makes me think that these people, they're not remorseful for what happened. If you're remorseful, you take it in the chin. I mean, yeah, you gotta fight for your case or whatever, but you don't go around doing rants and all this on knowing that there's tons of victims in this case. Tons of victims in this case. This is another one that, remember, we're not just talking about these 4 that died that are pictured here, these 4 young children. We're also talking about their parents, their siblings, their other relatives. Then you have the children in the school who witnessed some of this stuff that are now have PTSD and whatever going on. We know some of the teachers did. You heard their testimony. Was it the vice principal and then the one teacher that was shot but survived? I mean, these people have all been through this case. So we're going to put them through all this so that, yeah, James, you can get out. I've been kind of on the fence on this case, but that just pissed me off. I'm sorry. I had to get on a rant there for a minute. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and feel free to leave a comment. Have a blessed day.